baɗigol bammo ɓe content roɓe bokannan jongol online tv aninte mariam camara alla jongol podcast doron a biɗugam felen muɗumtakan studio kono doron a ning a ñimmi mu wonnoma ñoti nte kukela foka bula anale ñu konton sina ɗum kaca kono
ngana fama ɗum kara yeah but fan mu ɓe content na once again ñu manque follow di it's just a continuation dom aliou ndiara ko afo ñami social worker background also doing development at the university yeah
anyway bin na topic o be kala vulnerability related doron nga jele o keta kule de miyalon ko aka mol batande bake a nyimi mo gambia banko kan anu niyo moy tubabol ko vulnerability wole moti mimma fan tankano amma amanke ko sembe kulen bara keta kule de miyalon ko coming amari ay problème wala soto miyalon ko aselta kungal doron ama da fano wala ay miro soto miro miyalon ko atema dangoje no kata doya pour a makoy pour ka miro nyin dangoje amari sina a tulu nyim mola doron katu ko jele ko mole mi yalan ko sulole bakan nyimmin keta dinningol fanante doron fanandabe nyim mol kono le katu wato dol bije etol sembe ko wala ke tol batandi ibuka sembo hana dinningol nyin sembe la ko fanan ke tol fanan batandi le katu wato do bije ka jele moy tilimbali ya ko kala katu ko aketa molti miyalan ko aman sembo soto pour que lo mari fi wara kuma kambe kuma kanto kacika ka lakan katu amari yalo niko adinningo keta moti miyalan ko ate hanyila jabila wara aman kuma kan soto aba jabila minna ali mbele fele fana diamu daga ni nyimi mu tapi ko ti don sina kacha nyinta ka da janjante
yemi fo wala mariam vulnerability fena miyalan ko kuma re bagal pour nga kacha ngam kal mutandi kado fena miyalan ko mul be ko pass through at a stage of economy because we are all vulnerable. At some point in time, most it's no offender. So in that state, you are vulnerable to someone prior exploit, yes, and or prior use, or prior harass. I understand. And moment can wala. It's like nyawo nya for dem aron ni mulbulu. What about la? So by the time, but na kada mul kan advantage leta kay ko use. As an used in it, muso de série, or let's say sexual harass.
Ngal do ko kel fanam metol fanam fo abirimbe intro la bare o ma min ko al dati ji al dabi jele anu hakilo ba kan fam ne je nganyum ko bal ndron pour kal mo mandile ndron nga jibe al bekela nyami bare ngal ne ko atol fanam dabi jele wato dol bije nyimi malla musolti suwol kono al ba mal anal sister sol fanam e ka nyaji nyim ko kan alla vulnerability ka ta ka ku kala mi yalon ko amanyang anda manke selo fanante jama aliwu e ka je fam hani futu nyoma fulol tema fang bama wala sister so ka kenyin na vulnerability use le okay ndingole tele nga wulu nga fem faye abe wala kena ya understand so sometimes asita do ko la jina yemuru ite mero na abe futala nandro ibe fam kumboni la bi wo kay fatu bulatan nale fendi jay min tunye ko anu meri fam fatu fo man fem faye de maybe I one word le foye what had to reply in return akoye anende fatu bulatan nale so after at the end of the day adingo bidadi son make la je mi yalan ko is totally wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow, but just because I take vulnerable to la parent nyinto anata kuke mi yalan ko amanyan nung anda aketa nimisoti in the future.
Definitely. Why kura nyama lete afuru nyama la fanam bang, you know. Sisa ni bamal, you know, iga as an ikela brother la muso fenge, you know. Ike barende sol kono. So ya kula iga mi yalan ko as an idol for market. Sana uzo jama you know aga fudu bon le kana ka promo na fina. So kwenye fana ka funda because como yo voy moda imum bangale o ma sister so yo voy mbala wala so ofana ka po jama na vi korra kono na ana kura jama le ti so yenda ngia fulo ku si baldu bakay so ni madina no dugare an kana tinya so wala we are all vulnerable to be vulnerable because we need support at some point you understand but ngana lose na self integrity and self worth and kuma ra bagal is a kola nyawonya kana so moy jutul wala moy tulung because it's rafina
so you should put yourself together
yes we are together definitely but there are good men who are gonna vulnerable like the women and children and also the elderly and didn't look at all they are always vulnerable because it became from protecting it became from take care so they always need support dindingol bolakaro so dino dugar angali makoy but say rape is in Bagal, they are raping children.
Okay.
As young as 1 year, 6 months. Didn't know, they know, you know, so it's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dina no la part I cannot say much because sometimes ibe ko nyintala ya la parent o nyineka because ibela dindingo bulala mimbulu. I think you should be sure enough koniti la dindingo to bulu the person will be able to take care of the kid.
Sometimes mo ko mo disappoint. Imagine ko ke mi an go defo be lama. Comme for example, idungo la uncle. O dingo la afawa dinding. No ngana afawa dinding. Me ko sometimes esane ebede kema woni wo adoro fo bro ni wo na bani fala.
Hani ba inyante yilla law male because yalla mo gëna.
Sometimes some things are unthinkable. Are just on. You understand?
No, they are thinkable. They are thinkable. Yalla mo nan wo meta janne ko meta koto ya understand le andun dol ngo tara janne.
Yes.
Birim mamol la wato le jama diningol minke defile buka bonang from anywhere.
It's within the family.
It's within the family. That has been going on for centuries.
Yeah.
It's high time people learn from history. You understand? Mol meta wo folale like minuka diningol rape they don't come from afar.
Yes.
I have spoken to kids. I have seen kids. Many are telling you they are my uncle or my this or that. And still the parents are not aware. Can you imagine?
Yeah, sometimes you know it's just crazy. But you are even for is too, you know, we should be more vigilant, we should be more careful with dealing with children. You understand? I mean yeah, we understand. But in hindsight these things are going on. They are still going on and then there's no justification for it.
Yeah, sure, there's no justification.
Yeah,
we the parents should be careful who
very
we
careful.
entrust our kids to. You understand? That's the only way we can avoid this.
Yeah, na case do for ko musolama and dim fulala babu understand. I don't know chafu do musungul no you understand. So I don't know mo understand. So ako then I don't boy be sera ko moten. So I don't know ni bola pour where lemboy. We didn't know sika. So I didn't know sika. Mo dokon. So I don't know ko. So nyindo be sirin ko manyamere he started forcing himself on this child. Comme asinda ka nyamete. So the child was so uncomfortable now would you know it was some mold but you know what was going on, you know, for you rape, understand, because at the end of the day, understand, and then they have to rush the child to the hospital, and then
what happened?
Then medical certificate near Rivelco is rape forcibly, and then the worst part of it from that child later having HIV. So it's crazy. We need to be very careful. Yeah, but yeah, I blame them, but also the child. Sorry, that man, the perpetrator. You know, yeah, you understand it, boy. You know,
no,
that was a very sad case.
But then you should be able to check.
Yeah.
But when silencing kids out of nothing.
Yeah, in that case, you know, at experience, so maybe didn't know when you come, I didn't call what. So the mother was thinking,
no, but you cannot force the child to agree to people.
You see, yeah.
Because you never know.
And that is still happening. Yeah,
besides, people have been advising people not to give girl child care for one advocate, isn't it? You cannot just see a stranger, yeah, married trust out of the blues. Yeah,
So this is it, because now we're talking about vulnerability, you know, because so you have advantage. Yeah, you understand. You rape the child. You don't know the left thing, and then the child later contacting HIV. Yeah, you know, so it's crazy. Things are going on. More rape as young as 1 year ago, less than that, you know. So you know, so we need to be very careful, and then there should be more sensitizations and then more advocates on some of these things. But it's definitely serious. A serious battle, you know.
Sure, it's very serious.
So guys, vulnerability, I say more than muso karola back. We got to kill, you know, jama, you know, if we get exploited back, if we get used. You understand it? Although we are also vulnerable, because we are all vulnerable, but Musole a part gonna see it, because it all they need something, they need support, they need care. Understand it? So most of the time, Dire solo fe dara mo ya sa be be ni bro fu mo gaji school lo jang.
Yeah, it happens.
Even electoral card.
Even in offices, it happens.
Good.
Yeah. Because
yeah.
some other time, not even some other time, just yesterday, nimmu rebe kachakan, and then aba fokanyeko like sungu dole sindo explain. Ko afama wala friend. Atata wala ya doko nyino la because sameta doko nyin la ama soto no so ako bata ita we ya. Try maybe I lock try maybe aba lock la. Ako bila tata waya ala kaytul be tenda je adi wala ako okay then like they nying sita pour ka murunje so ako wakaye ko ha isen tara nyin dura kare come my duraming fire was not even his office and at the same time I damn him for it kind of sound awkward put kata employment dal moye ko man wala to talk about work so ako bil ngate o fay akaka ko akaka ko bar ngam rete mun defalde ka du mun fama teri mal sa yenyin dula men fo du o ku sifante bu ka du woto aka fana ya jabi wol so ya jere na ro sunguto sonta tela o proposal wala it's like she's gonna date the old man or actually start doing hide and seek with him.
Yeah, but usually it's just going to exploit the girl.
Yeah.
About usually. Come on for commentary. So more you don't have self-worth, you don't have dignity. Can you come and because I cannot continue.
Yeah, it doesn't end sort of.
Yeah. And it's like it would go very safe la. So anytime now demand you don't give it, you will be in trouble. Yeah, you understand. So more kind of song come you're in a situation where I'm move a film force they come. I don't know where go to I'm
yeah, if you're doing it, let it be out of your own free will, not because you want to have a job or something like that. More career force because kana mira coming that very day it happened. That's when it's gonna stop.
No.
Not gonna stop on that day. I'm continue. Yeah.
And oh, it's serious. So I don't want to say I'm kidding because there are some number do be also and you can't carry some so it's still happening but nim be balandala I think is a change back but saying more but I can't more man care anymore and these things are very serious.
But then mind you like right now but concerned
so but I the more sivaki. Do you think?
Yeah, poverty can do that.
But I can't take it for yes, actually because
poverty can make you vulnerable.
Yeah, because at some point a guy like more careful go there anything
anything
how
don't sacrifice yeah, so poverty can make you vulnerable as well. Because sometimes like at this point in time when you statement to Gambia ngamira oketa kulete mialan ko aben affect as a state. You understand that? Because most of this embezzlement, this corruption and stuff is because of we are vulnerable poor people. No option. You understand? Probably the salary you are receiving is not enough for you and you want to live a lifestyle mialan ko ila kodo ila earning
atasila.
So at the end of the day your money at your disposal then you are sunya. Sometimes the kaje ka molla case ta ke suppress ka doro IG do. It's because of that same money we are talking about.
We are talking about. So
and most of the time when you look at the case, you can understand the code. Ning marry is because of poverty that the person is doing. But not that out of our own free will, kodo babula be comfortable link. I don't think the person is going to do this because aketa nyawo nya halama dingoleng and the person have consent.
But now for at some point we shouldn't be blaming like poverty. We blame things on something.
We are not
sometimes
blaming
sometimes it's about it comes about like own dignity, like worth. You understand?
But situations can strip you of your dignity.
Yes, mambalawa, you understand?
Not everybody can withstand that. Don't be okay, they are resistant.
No one don't sign. Come up to a stage, mo hani kuni mo safa boy. even come you can
comme maanaam daal
yes
suñu jamono bi
now it's
dañ
rampant.
awa yombe
Yes. Comme si rampant la c'est la yes, right. And what come a case told dia, if you can this person should have avoided this or should have avoided this. But no, and therefore the same thing about for it. But if you are blaming things, you blame things, we will not develop. And then these cases will keep on going on. Like for example, it's a understand. You are a service provider, you understand, and then you are exploiting people, you understand, because they need your services. And service man go, I want to reform the protocol. Or you have a position man go, government leakage, wala more leakage, and you are still exploiting people. What is the justification for that? Like people assuming government offices. Mo kara dogo nyolo by then after golf advantage American. Yeah, for prayer nyinge then namake then
there is no justification.
Or yes, all I could do, all I bribe. So
obviously there is no justification.
Yeah, and then these things are crazy. So like come at the end of the day, you will not give the job to the job's friend, but it's not friend or someone who satisfy you and that can compromise the job. What I say do
because most of the time you can't some people they don't have the among quality sort of job require, but still they have the job. Yeah, because of some of these things. So because incompetence because we are married, the person cannot obviously feel that void. So traffic jam so you are right about that. But then
yeah, so you don't judge sometimes for now. You need to understand situations sometimes. Often important the back end. We should be empathetic, not judgmental. But we are so judgmental. Okay, understand. So one now, don't you but prefin the phone in Molia for it's difficult. Voila, you cook it or you never cook it, but it has never more because Umari be judged in the first place. Comes if I understand in the first place.
Like yesterday, like we came across one show and like when you bring someone ni me yindunga meya. Nkai tamita mumo safi chagwale. Because Gambia le kaje moye certain samato do you watch so chaga samato ofana katara.
Definitely.
Billahi.
So be judged directly buffalo this I buy go back, you know. The one this case are happening but we are not opening up because you know why? Because society be judged they be discriminated. You understand? They be sidelined and they be go come fully. I understand because you speak up or cook it understand? They will blame you in the first place. You understand? And then we should do away from that. We should be more sympathetic.
Yeah, because sometimes you never know what people are going through. Probably they need just kind words from you, put change out of the blues. But then maybe it every time you follow will cause more harm. So sometimes let's think about what we say to people before saying it to them because you never know. You never know who is going through what. Speaking of that, of recent Mol Minke Fang Hang is becoming rampant in the Gambia and it's something that is not very known to Gambians. Yes. But of recent Asiata, within 1 month you hear about 6 cases. Yeah. That's really strange. So coming for Tendorong, people should be careful how they talk to people. Yeah, definitely. You never know who is going through what. Just because I look healthy, I look strong and comfortable doesn't mean I am. For one thing. Yeah, definitely. So sometimes the words you say to people can hurt them. It can go deep. It can cause deep scars on them. Yeah, definitely. So let's be kind sometimes. Even if you feel that okay, that's the best response I can give to this person, please, suppress wrong. You look for something better. Definitely. Yeah. It might change something, because those people who did that to themselves, like those who hung themselves. Probably if somebody had known. Or somebody had the chance to talk to them, you could have changed the narrative. Definitely. Isn't it? And so sometimes you don't have to know, actually. You don't have to be informed before you do things. Do it out of your own free will. Definitely. Yeah. Definitely, personally, I'm somebody who can be sometimes very critical. You understand? You can talk to me. You can say, "Gui bi manela dahar bi." Huh? Yeah, sometimes I feel like that, but sometimes I just have to press myself down. I answer you positive and life goes on because I don't know what you're going through. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so sometimes we just have to be careful how we talk to people. Observe the people you're talking to before saying anything because sometimes what it does. And the lack of back we judge too quickly and can judge back. And the best way to enable somebody is what? Is what? Giving positive words. Positive advice is the best way to enable somebody. Yeah.
Kana worry from. Lokoro they from be there, but no. But they need words of encouragement,
Yes,
words of yes.
yes,
You understand?
yes.
They will motivate you. Why you Kana worry from. They will feel alive. They will feel accepted.
Everybody have their own
yeah,
body.
definitely.
Like I actually if I tell you like I'm not feeling okay since yesterday, like not physically,
But mentally, yeah.
Emotionally or mentally or something. I'm not feeling okay.
Mm.
But I cannot come to you and tell you, look, I'm not feeling okay. I cannot tell you.
Yeah.
So it's left to you how you treat me and how I respond to you and how we communicate.
Yeah.
That okay, I tend to feel fine. I tend to
fine,
feel better after everything.
Yeah.
But it's not everything that you can say.
So I think in that aspect we are still behind, like in the aspects of emotion, psychosocial supports and stuff like that. Because physical new problems you can get support because most people can see, but people don't know needs or anything.
Yeah.
Where to go and what to do until we don't know that. And this is very important.
Normally, people will tell you, boy, you look okay.
So
So all the time people think you're fine.
Yeah, jang is not important, and jang is the most important thing.
Yes, because if you're not okay in there, you're not fine at all. Because nothing would work.
Yeah. So coming about hanging, it's about depression. If is so bothering you, but it's because of the stigma and the discrimination.
You don't want people to judge you. You don't want people to know at the end of the day they use you as a laughing stock, or they're not gonna help you.
Yeah. So if for you having suicidal thoughts, those are mental health issues. Those are mental condition issues. Yeah, I understand. Then they are crazy. So I don't really come in. My life is not worth it. Coming for it. If you don't enable us, if you don't enable us and people with good words, so every day I don't feel respected. I don't feel valued. I don't feel important in society. So the best way I can do is to just kill myself, just eliminate myself. That's why I'm going to be you understand? But we should do away from that. Come on, Begam is smiling coast, but that is fading away. I don't know what happened. You understand? When you can make sure you're not vulnerable, exploit. Put into that situation. Yeah, definitely. So we should go back. We should change, understand, our attitudes, understand. We should change our whatsoever kajiko. Because we are losing a lot of talent. We are losing a lot of people. They can be somebody tomorrow. They are someone to impact the society tomorrow, but we are losing them because of what? Because of we are exploiting them because of lack of empathy.
Yeah, but it's not too late. We can still draw them back if we try.
Yeah. So we need to do more advocacy, more sensitizations, on that. Yeah, but it's great. Let's go back to the topic again. Vulnerability.
Yes, vulnerability. But okay.
They are vulnerable.
They are vulnerable.
Yeah, because kasula di marola.
Kasula di marola, and sometimes ila nanyum mama ya tulungon. They don't buy it.
No, yala mama ya fongo diara.
No.
No, diara
in some way, I'm a dear. If you're becoming a bully to somebody, I'm a dear.
Like in what way, being a bully. Like for example.
Modol bijeke ila turun katambile ba fala meru ite bualdi ba nenna. You understand? Emotionally, you don't know how that old person is feeling. Yeah,
definitely. Okay, what is extremely.
Because the other time I saw one video where old woman beloring something like around 50 or Ayekala, and people were shouting, they were saying words. They were telling her all sorts of words because they said bualeng, mutale. And bualeng, I have looked at the video, I cannot see the bua. I have seen an old woman standing, and she was wearing clothes and using veil. So buanile actually. I don't know if it's Basse, Kabakama or somewhere. And they were speaking fuller. They were shouting on the old lady. So I felt bad when I saw that video.
Yeah, Mama Yadia, but coming for the cook, Nala and Tamil, come at some point you are just insulting, you are just labeling that old lady or that old man bad names,
and they were filming it.
That can also traumatize.
It was a group of people.
That passing. Mama Yadia, but Kanyandia. Yeah. It's crazy, Iko fana bool daka ye man yaka na dia like dafi mo wala ike musuri wala ike kid understand but
so if that person have that power abe lola jele atol ko woto
no
ate yeman na sala haji
ate ala haji so kusa rindi but guy and every day that person will be depressed
yeah
so look at na kebal the elderly people and support. Let's give them support. Let's enable them. Ngakuma di mal foye ni mama ya anim fair. Yeah. Because yalom it only tell for at the age me alon ko kedi ni wolati ko le miro buka wala connect. So ka yele ko ni ga fair back you give them phone, you give them life, you make them laugh, that can help them psychologically.
Yeah, sometimes they do strange things. It's not because they are kind of funny or something. It's because it age them. Yeah, so when you get there you tend to change direction. Ini mul buka tara direction kile. Yeah, so people should understand that.
Yeah. So they are also vulnerable ngaketang. Not the back of your mind.
In front.
In front. Yeah. And they are also still very important. This is very. So these are the groups, the elderly, the children. When they can move responsibility,
but then there is one section we left behind. Those are the teenagers. And they are at the peak, they are at the peak of it. Yeah. Because
teen is a very sensitive age. Because the time when a child is developing from childhood to adulthood, I understand it. So then you start seeing changes in your body. You feel like whatever.
Yeah, that's where they are mend or broken.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So that's where they tend to try all things. You understand? This normal, I should do this. Or they want to test things. Now about that age, ni di no abala fege lo ke wal fele. Ke wa jabu. Azane kuma abala fla kuma fitru mo sura. I think that them there I
that ko wala fele. Ndela ka di ngol welcome na.
Go.
Ndela ke ni ndela follow ka wa ni ndela ko blong fay nyoka jani betam la modo li ak ko kon.
So what's the important akumara ba kuma afunya that's where you are broken or that's where you are made. You understand? So never karamura in most cases that's what you grow with. So that if nyana carefully back nyana ke with back. But what from age melon ko we see a lot of exploitation. We see a lot of rape cases. We see a lot of how do you call it again? When the stage people use them because they are also very vulnerable. At that age, more do not use back at that time, 12 to 19, 20. Yeah, we have a lot of cases like teenage pregnancies, all the kind of understand rape, all the kind of understand you exploit them, rape. I don't have kidnapping for the KFA or the kid traffic. So I killed kid traffic also. That age fana is
even killed.
Yes, so what from time we go, the child also will want so many things, like these fancy things, life, and so
that's where money comes in.
Yeah, money comes. So Kejama fana was all used at that time. After iPhone or at that early age, so.
Yeah, but kids should understand one thing. There is a time for iPhone. There is a time for money, there is a time for fancy stuffs. They should understand that. Learn. If you learn, you'll be able to buy those fancy stuffs. And yala buleng, what's the most intriguing part of it? Imagine like when you get to that point where you were supposed to buy that for yourself, or you can buy it for yourself, you realize that you actually don't need that to survive. You don't need it to survive.
No, you don't need it. Yeah, you don't need it.
You understand?
Yeah,
so all those
at that age, they don't understand at that age.
Yes, that's what happens. But when you get older, when you grow, you understand that okay, all those things I was trying to get or I was wanting were actually irrelevant. They have no use.
Definitely.
Yeah.
They are not important.
But
it will go at that age. It will remember new generator. You understand? It gave fight like. It will be better.
Ha mi kade mako wala mo better. Mo ka dindi ko mako do. Mo buka kate ya mo ke do. Mo jawol.
O better.
Yeah. So mo ka tara cool to me along ko ate lafta wala. Who is the good person? You understand?
Yeah, definitely.
They are totally wrong.
No.
Yeah.
Well.
So it will find a more vulnerable part of the society that the people should pay attention to them, protect them. I know sometimes it's very tiring, you know, it's a campaign only, you know, you have to go, okay, men for your but please, I'll kind of bata keep pushing. But I'm a May, you understand?
Yeah.
I'm a May. Once I clocked at 21, 22, then 22 should be fine. Because what I'm about reasoning commercial. Yeah, I think about understand like I can for unless I can didn't hackle down. Because I had a ding of an hackle down, so you know what hackle at all. No matter the age minto. I think if Hannah cut out of a hackle over yeah.
No, that's not what the professional moja. We are all special. We are all unique in our own ways, you know.
Yeah, so, we are all. But
I didn't allow that.
Didn't know you.
No, it's the environment sometimes and the upbringing. So
no, because 22 market didn't go. Okay,
but yeah, I'm going. So sometimes it's the upbringing and for the environment for that.
Me uncle. Ate dang ko ate satisfied. So I told Tommy to hanal be malala ate
raha. Come, those are selfish people.
So Malika come it can work for hacking.
But I can't come in for it. These are the words that we use in our communities. That's it. It didn't follow it. But then all those words start more you know, more deep or more form. Yeah, you understand. Come like today, for example, ndaka bibile. You understand. But ndika bibile mo jama ke bully. So at some point they go boy because they will judge you if you are short. So yeah, they call all sorts of names.
From that perspective, okay, mamira mo bente bully from that perspective. Because if you call me Ndama, I call you Njoli. It's as simple as that.
But I'm
not going to Sibuguda be young Sibuguda.
Yeah, I'm going to yell at you. You go accept. You can understand. You
should accept. You cannot change that.
No, but yeah, so one is like a one day in those days, when that I used to be very shocked. So I can't even back it. But so after when I realized there are things that you can control and you cannot control. And height is something that you cannot.
You
cannot control. So it's natural. But you can control your size. It's not really nice. You can control, but height you don't control. So but these are for you understand. I'm kumaya. So you build yourself. You move. So the same from when them don't be catching only. So I use that to enable myself. But these are things that we do in our society.
Yeah, sure.
George Barker even Kumarima for Senga for your promo. You will go to that.
Yeah, but Kajadia, but Madame and time or yeah, time or banter.
But now, another degree then we have in
anytime
or a more detailed
about
discussion about vulnerability.
Yeah, some people are doing
a but what about you know, just coming for it, you know, and Jungle Online TV, follow GB, to have a lot of interesting programs like this. You know, I'm continental.
Alright, guys, ala baraka bake ala jibe kuni maka nka fale ko albe Jungle Online TV le jibe kan dorong nin te Mariam Camara ani nyimi mu Ali Ndiaye ti dorong ba sarota la fo wati ko teng in case nan subscribe please alib mako yale subscribe and natala fanang ali programme jibe ali bang alib mako ali like and ali share as well. Bye bye.